interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy and blustery good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, taking a look at the outside and seeing plenty of clouds, and it looks like the winds are decreasing just a little bit. We'll check with Matthew and see what direction it's coming from and how strong it is here in just a moment or two. Rather wet start to the day yesterday, then plenty of sun, and later on yesterday afternoon, right around sunset and after, there was some pretty strong storms move through sections, areas of the lower peninsula. Very wide spectrum of rainfall amounts, where nothing, and then in some cases over 3/4 of an inch. And a lot of that happening in south central, lower peninsula, the southeast corner, and up the east side of Michigan's thumb. So what are we going to be looking at over the next 24 hours? Well, things are really going to begin to clear out. The winds will be dying down. The clouds will be thinning out. And as we move into the afternoon, we are going to be looking at a pretty good chance of seeing mostly sunny skies. But we got to get there first. Matthew Lester, what do we have right now on the thermometer and our conditions?
On our thermometer, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 38. Over in Midland, it's also cloudy at 38. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 36. We have north winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.20, and it's rising.
We had wind gusts of over 30 real early this morning. Things, as I said, beginning to die down just a little bit, but it's only been within the last hour in some cases that we've seen those wind speeds die down. And over on the west side of the state, it's not nearly as windy as what it has been here on the east side, east of 127. As far as precipitation goes, you go down in the Ann Arbor area, they had anything from 1/10 of an inch to 1/3 of an inch of precipitation. Bishop Airport was reporting 3/10 of an inch. Port Hope, over on the far east side of Michigan's thumb, 2/3 of an inch, 63 hundredths to be specific. Out at MBS International Airport, not even 1/10 of an inch there. Midland had less than that, about 3/100ths of an inch. And then Bad Axe, by contrast, 1/4 of an inch. You go a little bit further north of Bad Axe in Huron County, Fillion, 1/2 inch reported there. Tuscola County, more than that. Caro, out at their airport, had 3/4 of an inch. Cass City was looking at 3/10. Owasso had 1/2 inch. Durand had 3/10. Linden in Genesee County, 3/10. Goodrich, 1/4 of an inch. Burton, 19 hundredths. Lapeer looking at 15 hundredths of an inch of rain. Then you go down into Washtenaw County. The precipitation pattern really tapers off. Matter of fact, a lot of folks saw an absolutely gorgeous full moon down in that part of the state as we moved into the evening hours last night. And if you were traveling up I-75 or any of those areas from the southeast up toward the Great Lakes Bay area, you saw flashes of lightning to the north and to the east. And then to the southeast, you saw the brilliant full moon. It was a very interesting weather pattern last night. And it does appear as though overall, not a lot of precipitation from any of the reporting stations. The big news, obviously, is going to be the cold weather. That's what we're going to have to contend with today. The wind speeds, though, as I said, will be tapering off. But tonight, where we would like to see some wind, we're not going to see much of it at all. Skies will really be clearing off. There will be a high-pressure system over in extreme eastern Ontario province, and that high is going to drop to the south and take up residence tomorrow over Lake Ontario. So in the process, before it drops down to Lake Ontario, it's going to deliver some very cold air coming from and a light breeze coming from the north, the northeast, and the east. I'm looking at a northeast breeze tonight of less than 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, pretty much all day, it's going to be an east breeze, 10 miles per hour or less. Tonight, I'm looking for a low temperature in the immediate Great Lakes Bay area of 28. I think over in Midland, it's going to be closer to 26. And the further you get away from Lake Huron and Saginaw Bay, the colder it's going to get. So along that 127 corridor and areas to the west, now we're talking the fruit belt. Hopefully it hasn't really developed too much yet, because they will be experiencing temperatures not only below freezing, but below that mid 25 degree range. So with a lighter breeze there, and it is going to be cold for at least 4 hours, where it will be down in that mid 20 degree range. So hopefully preventive measures go into effect for some of the folks that have used them in the past, and hopefully everything will work out all right. But for you, a homeowner, obviously, whatever you've got that's green out there that you planted, it might be a very good idea to cover it or bring it in, because it is going to be quite cold tonight. Clear skies tonight. Tomorrow, sunshine, 54. That Ontario high is going to begin to pump some warmer air up at us and is going to keep at it for the next several days. 54 for a high, 34. It is going to get down below 35 degrees tomorrow night, but the conditions won't be the same. Friday, sunshine, 64 for a high, only dropping down to 52 for a low on Friday night. Sunshine, there will be a chance of some showers, more than likely after midnight on Friday night. So it'll be spilling over into the morning hours on Saturday. Clouds, showers, morning precipitation especially. There will be a chance, but isolated now as we go through the day on Saturday, of seeing some rain. 76 for a high on Saturday, 64 for a low on Saturday night. So very mild. Sunday, more of the same, 77 degrees anyway, if not 78 on Sunday. The chances of precipitation will still be around. It still will be scattered. Looking for a low of 62 on Sunday night, still with that scattered showers in the forecast. Monday, the beginning of the work week, middle 70s for a high, 52 for a low, still mostly cloudy. Chances of showers, glimpses of sun. And then on Tuesday, looks as though we'll be precipitation free, but temperatures are going to be holding up there right around 66, 67 degrees. Long range to take us all the way through the 7th of May, much above normal on the temperatures, average as far as the moisture is concerned. That's it for our weather forecast for right now. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want you to remember the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Well, no matter what Mother Nature decides to throw at you, Mr. Farmer, you better be prepared. Risk management is a specialty of the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents directly on their cells for questions or emergencies, or you can just simply call the office located in downtown Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Cody, how are we looking today?
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're looking actually pretty good today compared to where it started out at. It seems like wheat and soybeans are continuing their little rally here today. Corn's kind of flirting around that unchanged area, but overall, it's been definitely a good week, especially looking at the wheat market. So, I mean, kind of diving right into it. I mean, we got cash wheat right now. That's up 4 at the moment, 584 on the white, 494 on the red. New crop wheat, that's also up 5, 603 on the white, 523 on the red. Looking over at cash corn, I'll call that down 1 at 362. New crop corn, that is unchanged at 410. And then looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up 6 at 1088, and new crop soybeans are up 3 at 1097.
Nice to see that wheat continue to move up a little bit, because I noticed the Michigan Crop Progress Report. We've got less than 4% of the crop rated poor to very poor. So short on acreage, but it looks as though crop quality is coming right along.
Oh, yes. I mean, even in the Saginaw Valley region here, we were just talking the other day here in the office. The wheat looks fabulous, I guess, for where we are right now in the growing season. And like you said, seeing this little rally is definitely nice. Like the acres are down. I think I looked from the low last week to today, we're about 50 cents higher. So that's definitely a good news in that arena. And mostly kind of that's rallying on the opposite of what we have here, kind of rallying KC wheat. I think I was looking here yesterday, 65% of that hard red wheat belt has been drier than normal over the last 60 days, which is really having an effect on those crops. So that's kind of leaking into our soft wheat market here, but we'll take it as it's going in the right direction anyways.
And if the soybeans continue to climb, who knows? We've got some acreage out there. You think maybe a few more beans going in?
I mean, there's been some talks. I'm not too sure on that. I guess if we get some weather, if weather stays nice like it has been, the last couple of weeks or so, we may see a few more go in. I think that's all going to be kind of on timing, but this price definitely going this direction may influence some decisions, especially as if guys are really on the fence of kind of what to do or what they want to do. I mean, as we start kind of getting close to that $11 mark, it's definitely getting a lot more enticing to plant more beans for sure.
Yeah, it sure is. Cody, have a great day. Good to talk to you. We'll talk again, okay?
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys.
You bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us now. The Market Report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. They've got a good selection right now of those new Ram commercial trucks and the Ram heavy-duty trucks. Now, if you want to buy one with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, well, now is the time during the spring Ram commercial truck season to stop by Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where Family and Service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. Challenges, farming, it's synonymous. It happens every year, and it becomes more demanding every year. That's why the folks at Thumb Bank help you stay up to date on industry trends and trends of your operation. They've got locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Okay. Now, we've been just kind of taking a look at this Chicago Board of Trade stuff, and it's been bouncing around, but the last few days, where maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Could be. Those billionaires can't cover their tracks. Either they're buying or they're selling. If they're selling, nobody's buying. If they're buying, nobody's selling. That's the bottom line. And as far as those reports go, I think they're bought and paid for. They either know what's on the report or they wrote the report, one or the other, but they know which way it's going. And so, like I said, they can't really cover their tracks. Hopefully, this is a trend, and I kind of sort of like that trend better than I think the stock market trends are looking. The S&P came back to right at its 50-day moving average, as far as as far as this rally's going this week, and it just kind of stalled out this morning, and now it's trading down about 0.38%. So yeah, that's kind of that makes me a little bit nervous, but yeah, that's me. I'm the nervous type. Boeing had a big rally. Of course, we kind of consider them a falling knife, so be careful with Boeing. They were up, about $10 this morning on this Ukraine funding thing, this military complex bribery thing. Basically, is what it amounts to: sending money to the Ukraine so that our defense contractors can bring it back home or whatever they do with it. But then Boeing turned around and hit a new low today. So that's not really exuding a lot of confidence in the industrials. So that's a thing. And then Tesla was up, I don't know, $20 today, this morning. So I guess that thought that when they fire a bunch of people, it is the time to buy a stock. So they're still up $16 today. Still a falling knife, so to speak. It's got to get closer to $174 a share, and it's in the $165 range. So you still got to get some more buying on that stock to build a base. So anyway, we'll see where that goes. So here's your numbers. July corn 4.50 3/4, down a penny 3/4. December corn 4.74 1/4, down a half. July soybeans 11.83 3/4, up 1 3/4. November soybeans 11.74 1/2, up a half a penny. July wheat 607 1/2, up 4 3/4, and December wheat 648 3/4, up 6 1/4. So crude oil's just been steady, 82.57, down 79 cents. That's probably seems to be pushing up against resistance. So maybe this rally's over. Heating oil is at 254.56, down 3.5 cents. Gasoline 271.87, down 0.6 of a penny. Natural gas still in a free for all, 233.40. That's down 7.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3725 Canadian. That's up 64 ticks. The dollar buys 155.13 yen. That's up 31 ticks. Remember that number, that 155, that intervention number. So we'll have to see what becomes of that. The euro's at 106.81. That's down 18 ticks. The dollar's at 105.88, up 21 ticks. Gold's at 23.3920, down $2.90. Silver's 27.39, down 11 cents. And platinum's at 905.70. That's down $9.40.
All righty.
You have it.
You got it. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
All right, Doug. Thank you. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Need some tree removal? How about a little tree trimming? Well, Legendary Tree Care can take care of it for you. No job is too big. No job is too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in big projects if you need it. LegendaryTreeCare.com, or like them on Facebook. They're there when you need them. Farm Service brought to you today as well by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. Telephone number 800-234-3280, or go to their website, steinertractor.com. Along with us from Nutrient Ag, we have Scott Dumas. Scott, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you almost had to bring the snow shovel out this morning.
Yeah, there was a few flurries in the air this morning early on, and I'm afraid what tonight's going to bring.
Well, and that's a question I was going to ask real quick. Do we have any beets or anything that have broken ground much?
Yes.
So what does that mean for how?
I know there's some in the thumb area that there's. You can definitely count the number of beets out there, and may just be susceptible to damage tonight. Hopefully not, but we'll see tomorrow what things look like.
Yeah, because the word that I'm getting is that closer to Lake Huron and Saginaw Bay, because of the northeast and the east wind, whatever breeze there is, it shouldn't bother the tender foliage like the beets that much. But you get into the central part of the state, where from what I understand, there's a few more acres in that there could be a temperature range of 25 to 28 in that area.
Ooh.
So
That's a little too low than what we need to see this time of year, and for anything that's up, be it sugar beets and or any vegetable or perennial crop, like tree fruit or something.
anything in particular that producers are asking you right now, Scott?
No, nothing in particular.
Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, especially fertilizer pricing.
Well, and what advice are you giving producers right now, Scott?
Just to check with everybody that they're, as far as our salespeople, our crop consultants, and just make sure products in place. We are hearing there may be some spot shortages of certain products. So communication is always critical in times like that.
I guess so. And you got enough branches out there to take care of business too, don't you?
Yep, we've got people in place to take care of everybody. So just give them a call and they can take care of your needs.
Fantastic. Scott, always good to talk. We'll talk to you again, all right?
Thanks, Terry. Have a good day.
You bet. You too. Scott Duma with Nutrient Ag. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center, joining me right now. And Jerry, what do you think?
Your frost and freeze question is exactly what I was going to talk about when you were talking with Scott. But, for us, it's hard, the trees that are flowering, to do anything about them. The trees that flower early can take it. They might lose their flowers, but, as far as health of the tree long-term, it's not going to affect them. The problem is if we put things out, just like you did with the beans or the beets that are coming up, if they happen to be coming up and get frosted, that might not be a good thing. So it's really, if you put things in the ground or got some annuals or anything like that you want to get out, it's way too soon. They're going to get frosted. In some of the annuals and some of the plants that you put out too soon, once they get stunted by cold, they will never perform for the rest of the season like they should had they been put in with warmer conditions. So patience is a good thing. The last thing I want to mention on this, if you buy plants from a nursery or wherever you're getting them from, if they were brought in from a southern source and they're pushed further this season than what they should be, and you've planted them, you may want to cover those.
Good advice. Jerry, take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow with a plan of the week, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Quick break, and Chuck Cervinsky will be joining us. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Chuck Cervinsky from Maple Hill Nursery on the line with us right now. Tell us a little bit about Dairy Do, Chuck.
Hey, we're in prep mode right now for our gardens and flower beds, and of course we wanted to make those gardens and flower beds as healthy as possible, so let's use some Dairy Do on those. And what Dairy Do is, it's a high carbon, high quality compost that you can use as an amendment for existing gardens as well as new gardens, and also in pots and in containers. It's not something that you direct plant into by any means, but you're going to spread it 1/4 to 1/2 inch on the soil over top of the garden or flower bed, and either rake it in or till it in and water it in really well. And it does wonders for flower beds and gardens.
So if folks have any questions, they can stop by and see you.
And we'll show you how to do it with Morgan Composting Dairy Do products.
And we look forward to being there tomorrow to talk a little bit more about Dairy Do. And spring is really here, right?
Eventually.
Chuck, take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. How easily soil gets moved with a 1 Series tractor. Or how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. You know, they've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's to help you increase your yields. They're a Dairyland seed dealer as well. And they've got certified crop advisor Vic Huffer to take care of any questions you might have. Serving you is their business, and it's been since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Lots more coming up. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so stick around for that. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.